Welcome, guys. Welcome and happy belated Merry Christmas to those that are here watching. Hope you all had a blessed and Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoyed your time with your family and friends. And hopefully everyone was safe and everyone was able to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I thank you all, guys, for coming here and joining me today on this recession-proof strategy, how to recession-proof your business with an online course webinar. Now, this is a live stream. You're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. I want to say thank you. Please say hello in the chat. Love to see your name and where you're from there. And also, guys, for those who might be watching me through the actual live webinar room here, and you have become a VIP attendee by becoming in my webinar room. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and you want to become a VIP attendee in the webinar room, just go ahead and click on the link in the post description that's down there, and it'll take you to the registration page, and then you can register. There are some cool benefits for registering and being in the webinar room. One, namely, it's a lot easier for you to get your questions answered. And you can always ask your questions in YouTube and Facebook in the comments section by typing in the capital letter Q followed by a colon or semicolon, and then typing your question in that way. And the reason why you got to type in the letter Q is because this makes it a lot easier for me to do a quick filter on a letter Q in my app here, and then I can see your question, and then I can easily answer it. Now, because all the comments might be scrolling, it might be hard for me to see a question versus a comment. So that's why I asked for you to put the letter Q in there. But if you're actually in the webinar room, it's pretty simple. There's already a tab that says Q&A, and then you just type your question in there. So it makes it pretty easy for me to filter through your questions because the filtration is almost already automatic in my webinar room. So, hey, and plus a couple other cool benefits, guys. I'm going to be sharing some resources here with you guys towards the end. If you guys stay towards the end, I'm going to give you a nice collection of resource links. They're going to help you with recession-proofing your business with using an online course. So if that sounds cool, guys, I want to jump right into the webinar. If you have any questions, let me know, guys. And if you know of anyone that might benefit from this webinar, from this live stream, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel, or this Facebook page, and go ahead and share this link to this video, to this stream, to your colleagues, friends, or family members that might benefit from this live stream that we're having here about recession-proofing your business with an online course. If that sounds cool to you guys, give me an applause, give me a like, give me a share. All right, guys, let's jump in, all right? Well, shall we? Shall we jump in? All right, so guys, we are here today, and I want to show you how to recession-proof your business without downsizing, reducing headcount, or even going into debt, right? Borrowing money, right? And you're probably saying, Claude, really? All right, recession-proof your strategy, is this really a big deal? Well, guys, I want to let you guys know, right? Just a quick history here. Look, back in 2008, there was a great recession, right? And as you know, there were 1.8 million businesses in the United States closed during that time. 1.8 million businesses closed during that time. That was back in the 2008 Great Recession, right? Also, did you know that according to the Harvard Business Review, they did a study. They studied some recessions over our history, right? And they studied companies during that time of those recessions. And what they ended up doing was taking about, I think, 5,000 companies. And what they did, they took a recession period and they monitored, recorded, and observed their business growth before the recession, and then they monitored their business growth after the recession. So they did 3 years in front of the recession and also 3 years after the recession was over. And here's what they found, right? They found that 70% of companies don't survive a recession. 70% of recessions do not survive a recession. Now, you might be thinking 70% doesn't seem like a big number, but just think about it, guys, right? We just had a pandemic. We're talking about death rate in the United States was around 1% because of COVID, right? And that was a lot of people. You look at the numbers, there's millions and millions and maybe billions of people in the United States. I don't know the actual number, but 1% of that is a lot, right? So same thing, 1.8 million people, 17%, all the U.S. businesses that are all the businesses that are in the United States, right? I don't know exactly how many of them are, but 70% of that number is huge, right? Just going to give you guys perspective, right? It's a huge number, right? So 17% of businesses will not survive, right? 80% of those companies, right? So those companies that were in a recession, right? They came out, didn't close the doors. Praise the Lord, right? That didn't happen. But here's the thing. It takes them longer than 3 years to recover from the recession, pre-recession days, right? So 3 years, whatever growth rates they were having before they went into the recession, right? When they came out, it takes them over 3 years to regain that business growth, right? So, once the recession is over, it's not immediately that you're going to regain your growth, okay? So it's a very slow ramp back up. That's tough times, man. Very tough times. So that's after 3 years. Now, here's the cool part. Well, not so cool, really, if you think about it. Depends on how you're looking at it, right? 9% of companies, right, that enter into recession, go through recession, and come out of recession even stronger than when they entered the recession. 9% of the companies, right, do that, right? And not only did 9% of the companies, according to Harvard Business Review, right, that's where this article came from. You can see it on the screen. Not only did 9% of them come out of recession stronger than ever, but guess what? They beat their competition by at least 10% in terms of revenue and profits. Guys, that's an enormous amount. That's a big gap. 10% is a huge gap, right? 9% of them do that. How did 9% of them survive, right? I know we're going at it a little bit, okay? But here's what I want to share with you guys, right? Now, you got to be wondering, like, all right, Carl, great, Claude. So I know the numbers, but is there actual recession coming, right? All right, let's go to Google. We go to Google and find out if an actual recession is actually coming here in the near future, a global recession, right? So are we currently in a recession, right? The answer is right now, as of December 26th, the day after Christmas of 2002, this article was written back in December 13th. We're not in a recession, right? According to this article from Forbes.com, right? But there are some indicators that might say that recession might be imminent in 2023, which is only a few days away since we're in December 26th, basically 5 days from now, right? So here's a question. Will we have a global recession in 2023? We asked Google, and Google says, and it goes and asks the subject matter experts in the industry and finds the best ones and lists them in ranking order from 1 to whatever, right? And so the first thing we see here is from economist.com, right? In the short term, the answer is grim, right? Let me share about will we have a global recession. In the short term, the answer is grim. Much of the world will be in a recession in 2023. And in several places, economic weakness could exacerbate geopolitical risk. Right? Geopolitical risk, right? That was articles back in November 18, 2022, right? Here's another one from Forbes. The recession will begin late 2023 to early 2024. They're saying it's going to be later, maybe fourth quarter of 2023 might see that recession. This is Forbes. It's Forbes that said before, no, not yet. We're in a recession. Then Forbes has their own subject matter experts that write articles for them, right? And they're saying in this article, right, back November 1st, 2022, today, it could be late November. It could be fourth quarter of 2023 when we see that recession, right? Or early 2024, right? And then here's another article from Fortune.com. Fortune.com says, will the U.S. and Europe slide into recession in 2023? And they say the global economy will remain weird in 2023. And this was back on December 12th of 2022. So, guys, I don't know where you guys stand on this, right? I don't know what you think about this, right? But, guys, this is obviously something's going on here. Something's obviously going on here in our economics and our global economy that's allowing the experts, the subject matter experts, to start thinking about, wait, do we need to start preparing for a recession? Because it looks like the numbers, the indicators that are there are showing that we either could be in a recession, depending on how you want to look at define recession, right? There's some articles out there about, obviously people, subject matter experts arguing over how do you define recession and how really it comes down to how do you define a significant decline quarter to quarter, with 2 seconds of quarters. A significant number 1% or a significant number 10%. It's really how do you define significant, right? That's what they're arguing about right now. But both parties are saying, hey, look, I can't declare necessarily that we are already in a recession, but if this continues, the trend continues, we are looking at it being in a recession in 2023. Guys, what are we going to do? You and I are business owners. What are we going to do? We just came from a pandemic where they shut us down. We had to go home, and we saw what happened there. Obviously, there are some businesses still thrive during the recession. Amazon, I think they got better, stronger. And basically, you see here by the numbers by Harvard Business Reviews, right? There's always going to be about 9% of businesses that survive no matter kind of economic term because there's something that they're doing that we're not doing. Now, are they naturally inherent that they're going to survive because of their type of business and their type of business leads to growth during a recession? Well, I guess let's check that out. Let's ask the question. Recession-proof businesses, what recession-proof businesses are out there? All right. So here's an article right here. We got to go to Google, man, because Google, hey, they know all the subject matter experts. And they find the subject matter experts and they put them on the first page and they put them ranked from 1 through 10 on the first page, right? Because they know who the smart people are around that topic. Okay. Right. So anyway, so we go to Google and we find out. And that's what they said about it. They give us back this article from LegalZoom.com, right? And this article from LegalZoom basically says, okay, here are recession-proof businesses, right, that are out there, or business ideas, healthcare and related services, grocery and related businesses, tax and accounting services. Does this start make sense? I mean, healthcare, obviously, because no matter what, you still need to be concerned about your health, okay? Grocery and related businesses. All right, man, I can't go out to eat every day, but now I have to go to the grocery store and start getting food because it's cheaper and I need to get the food. I need to eat, right? Tax and accounting service. All right, man, can the tax guy give me more money back in my return? All right, financial advisors. Hey, how can I better manage my money during this time of recession? Right? Making sense. Supply chain and delivery businesses, right? I can't afford to go drive everywhere, so maybe instead of going driving everywhere, I might just go buy some stuff, have it shipped to me, right? And big thing, Amazon, man, took care of business, right? Daycare and childcare needs. If I'm working, I still need to take care of my kid and still need someone to babysit them, right? Auto maintenance and businesses, still got to get to work. All right, home hardware stores. I can't go hire a plumber, but maybe I can figure out how to do it myself and go buy the stuff and watch a YouTube video and do it myself, right? So these are recession-proof businesses. So who else do we have here, right? So I did another score, look down on Google and say, who's the second subject matter expert? And once again, Forbes comes up again, Forbes.com, right? And so who did they say? They say home improvement contracting, all right? Online reselling makes sense. Cleaning services, I still don't get this one. Cleaning services. Childcare makes sense. Online freelance, right? Online teaching, accounting, bookkeeping, and financial planning, and car repairs. Kind of touched those before, but guess what stood out to me? You guys probably guessed it already, right? Because they're kind of in the topic of what we're talking about today. Is online teaching. Online teaching stood out to me, guys. And why is that? Right here, I'm going to show you why. I opened up that article, and here's what I read in that article. In the e-learning industry, here's what the Forbes has to say about this. Right. The e-learning industry is projected to grow from 197 billion in 2020 to 840 billion by 2023. So in 10 years, it should quadruple, 4 times its growth rate. That's roughly, right? 4 times, 400%. How do you want to count the numbers? 4 times, 400%, quadruple. It's going to boom in 10 years. And guess what, guys? We're already in 2022 at the end of it, and we're going into 2023, right? Significant growth, guys. Significant growth in the e-learning. It's just what I'm telling you guys. I'm going to tell you. I'm so excited. Online courses, man, are going to be your future. They're going to be your future for recession-proof your strategy, right? Here's some other articles. What is the growth rate of the e-learning industry, right? According to this article, back in September 7th, 14.6% compound annual growth rate. Guys, I mean, if you're making 15% in the stock market, you're happy, right? You're making 10% in the stock market, you're happy. What are you making right now? Some of you guys might be doing well because you know how to play the numbers, you know how to play in a bear market, right? So you could be looking pretty good, but most people don't know how to play in the bear market, right? Most people wait till the good times come back and then you start riding that wave, right? But some of you guys know how to ride the wave down the valley, right? Okay, so 14.6%, right? What else we have? Here's another article. E-learning market trends, 2022, 2028. So this is now, guys. So this ain't over the next 6 years. Between now and the next 6 years, they're saying, look at here, compounded annual growth rate is going to be 20% over the next 6 years. Significant, guys. That is really significant, right? They're saying right now in 2021, the market size is 315 billion. All right. Significant growth projected over the next 6 years from now. You guys want to be part of that 20%? I know I do. All right. Another article, August 23rd, 2022. Same thing, same numbers. It's a duplicate. I think this is another press release. Right. These numbers are real, guys. Who wants to learn how to do this, right? All right. So this is why I can make this real significant and bold promise to you guys. So literally, right? I already know. I showed you about Harvard Business Review, right? 9% of companies come out of the recession, right? Come out of recession stronger than ever, outperforming the competition in their industry by at least 10% in terms of sales and growth and profit growth, right? This is from a Harvard Business Review article that was the title "Roaring Out of Recession." Go look it up if you want. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys are in my webinar room, another cool benefit, right? If you guys want a copy of this presentation, right, you guys can get a copy of this. Okay. So here's my bold promise to you right now, guys. Look, online course is a vehicle to grow your business through and out of a recession. It's going to be your vehicle to grow your business through and out of a recession. I believe that 100% confident, 100% confidence with these numbers and data that I showed you, right? I showed you this a brief amount of it, right? But I did a lot more research and I totally believe it. By the end of this webinar, you will discover the step-by-step strategy for creating a profitable online course to recession-proof and even grow your business in as little as 45 days without downsizing, headcount reductions, or borrowing money. Right, that's the next part of this webinar, right? Who is excited about that right now? Give me a hand clap. Let me know. If you're in the chat, say, yes, I'm excited. Type excited or give me exclamation point, right? Exclamation point, right? Let me know. Because, guys, I truly believe, I really believe, 100% confident, right? That online course is the one thing that is universal. For doesn't matter what type of business you're in, it's universal. If you have an online course, especially if you're in the service industry, if you have an online course, any business in the service industry, you have an online course, it's going to recession-proof your business. I want you to think about this, Raz. I want you to think about this before we deep dive in. Because I want to make sure this is very, very clear. If anyone's unclear on this, I want you to let me know right now in the chat. Think about it. There are basically 3 tiers, right? There's a do-it-yourself type of customer, right? There's a do-it-with-me type of customer, and there's a do-it-for-me type of customer. Now, when times are booming, times are great. Money's flowing. Cash is just going hand in hand. Cash is coming in faster than you could put it out, right? Those times are what? What do you think those times are? What kind of customer most people are? Do it for me, right? It's something I don't like, don't really want to do. I'll have somebody do that for me, right? Right? Okay. And then if you're not a do it for me guy, you might be a do it with me kind of guy. Because I kind of like it. I kind of want to know how to do it, but I don't want to screw it up. So I want to have someone do it with me, right? So that's kind of where you are. So money's flowing. Money's great, man. Most people are going to be in a do it for me, do it with me type of stage, right? But you're a service business, so you just been concentrating on do it for me because it's been a lot more, you just more profitable that way. You just what you know how to do. You just want people to hire you to do it for you in your service business, right? But what happens when money gets tight? Money's tight, right? Money ain't coming in as fast as it used to come in, right? Or everything's just too much expensive. I can't afford everything. What do you do now? What are you going to do now? You're going to shift. If you were a do it for me type person, customer, you're going to probably start shifting down to either do it with me or I do it myself, right? You're going to start shifting to that bottom half, do it with me or do it myself. And so if you don't have a product that can help people in the do it with me or do it myself, then your business is not recession proof. Does it make sense now? Does it make sense? How you can recession-proof your business then? Well, you got to get a product that's going to allow them to either, one, do it themselves or do it with you. And what's the kind of product can do all that? An online course, literally. You can make an online course could be more like a coaching course, which is do it with me, or you make an online course is just be do it yourself. You tell them everything they need to do and they just go do it. No interaction with you whatsoever, at all. Okay? Another forms of that, right? You could take a book. A book is a do-it-yourself. Just give me examples. A book's a do-it-yourself type of deal, right? You get someone a book, they read it, and they do it. Or you can get someone a training course, right? All they do is go put the videotape in and watch it, right? Think about YouTube. YouTube is for what? Do-it-yourselfers. People love YouTube because they figure out how to do something themselves, all right? Perfect. All right. That makes sense? Let me know in the chat. All right. Now, guys, for those of you still here and believe that the online course is the way, that's what I want to do for you. If you stay towards the end of this webinar, this live stream, we're probably going to go for another 40 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more, depending on how many Q&A calls we have, Q&A questions we have, right? I want to give you guys something. I want to give you guys a gift just as a bonus for staying towards the end. Here's the bonus I want to give you. I want to give you guys this guide, this Launch Your Online Course resource cheat sheet guide, right? It's filled with 59 very resourceful links that had the team put together. I say, hey guys, pretend like you're trying to figure out how to do a course together by your own, and you want to just go through Google and get all the resources and links that you can and try to figure it out. All right. And so they did that. So then we end up categorizing those things in a couple of different categories. And one of them would be the basics of an online course, right? So you understand online course, creating a perfect topic, objective, and course goals, engage intended and audience in pre-selling, building revenue from the beginning of your course, finding the right platform, planning course content, creating lesson plans and course content, and how to launch your course. All right, so I gave you all the resources you guys need here, saving you tons of hours, weeks, and days and months, guys, all here compacted in one nice cheat sheet. It's about 4 pages long, not including the cover, right, of resources for you. All yours for free just when you stay to the end. And if you got, hold on, I forgot. If you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, you do have to be in the live. You do need to be in my webinar room because just so you know, I can give that to you. All right. All right. It makes it easy for me to just give you the download link in my webinar room. As a VIP attendee, that's what happens. So come in and join me. If you can't get in now, let me know. Come in the chat, say, hey, Claude, I can't get in. And I'll make sure you get the link to get in. All right. All right. Now, are you ready to learn? I want you guys to get a pencil and paper. You don't need to take some notes unless you're a VIP attendee. I'll give you a copy of this PowerPoint presentation, so then you don't have to worry about it. All right. But if you're not, you're on Facebook, YouTube, get your pencil and paper out, ready, get ready to go. All right. And we're going to start dumping in. I want you to know we're going to go over 5 secrets to creating a profitable online course. Secret number 1, first thing first, how to create a crystal clear course goal. Right? You have to create a crystal clear course goal. And that's what I want to share with you, how to do that today, right now. Look, guys, I really want you to leave this webinar with the ability to be able to come up with a course idea that you can sell, right? And I'll give you some tips and tricks and secrets to do that today. And secret number 1 is you have to be very clear on your course goal. Very clear on your course goal. And I'm not talking about the goal of the student, the client, the customer is going to absorb your course. I'm talking about for you. What is the goal of this course for you? You, the business owner, right? Putting this course together, right? That's what I'm talking about. We need to, and that goal needs to be very clear and quantifiable. And the only way I know how to do that, really, guys, to be honest with you, the best way to do that is to follow a process that's called SMART goals. If you are familiar with that, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the chat if you're familiar with SMART goals. And if you're not, here's what it stands for. SMART is not just the word smart. SMART is really an acronym. And it goes like this. S is for specific. M is for measurable. A is for attainable. And R is for relevant. And T is for time. All right. And so I have a really beautiful resource here that I want to give you that's going to put this into use for you. It's a goal. It's a sheet here from Santa Clara University. Sorry, the name of the university is behind my picture, but it's there. And once again, if you're a VIP member, you can just go there and get the link, and I'll make sure you get a copy of this template. But it is by far one of the best templates I've seen about SMART goals that's free online. And so as you can see here, right, it defines the acronym SMART for you already, and it gives you some key tips from what we mean by specific when we're in a SMART acronym. And specifically, what we're looking for when we answer this word S should answer these 5 questions. What, why, who, where, which? What do I want to accomplish? What specific reasons, purpose, or benefits of accomplishing this goal? Who is involved? Where? Identify a location. Which? Identify requirements and constraints. Right? M is measurable. Right? That's the answer. How much? How many? How well? It got to be measurable. It's not subjective here. We got to be able to pull out a ruler, pull out a scale, or something. Be able to count something, right? That's measurable, right? It's got to be very measurable. Attainable. It's got to be realistically, guys, something you can really attain, man. Your goal cannot be to go to a black hole in 2 days, and there's no such way to get there in 2 days, right? It's got to be smart and attainable, all right? Relevant. It's got to be relevant to you. So it's got to be something that like brings in that passion for you. That's something you're really passionate about, so it makes it relevant. And then time. It has to be some sort of time on it. You got to have a time limit, man. Can't be infinite or work on this infinitely. Because I don't know if you guys know, but we all have a time limit. We just don't know what that time limit is. So you got to have some sort of time limit. And it's got to be reasonable. Now, don't be realistic. Like, I want to make $1 million in 1 day starting from today. And you don't have no plan to do that. Right? It's got to be a realistic time goal, but realistic about it. Okay? So that's what a SMART acronym talks about. And guys, I want to just make this short. I usually go over examples, but I do want to give you this one thing, right? And this template, right, they give you a very nice fill in the blank goal statement that you can use to write down. It's very simple. It goes like this. I, or accountable party, will, you got to put an action word in here, right? Like complete, finish, right? Create, whatever. Object of the goal, an online course by sometime, 45 days, right? For the purpose of recession-proof my business so I can pay for all my expenses. You gotta be specific. Now you can't just say recession-proof my business because what does that mean, right? Does that mean you're just gonna be the 80% that just makes out of recession, survives a recession? Or you're gonna be the 9% that really is gonna thrive during recession? So recession-proof is not really measurable. So you gotta be like, for the purpose of, what is it purpose of? For me to be able to pay for all my business expenses, right? That's what you gotta say. And you can measure your business expenses because you know how much you spend, right? That's measurable. All right. So there you go. That's the SMART worksheet. There's some more examples in his goal sheet. I'm not gonna go over those right now for sake of time, right? But that's what you gotta do first. You gotta create a SMART goal. All right. Do we have any questions? Let me know right now. We can take a little pause for questions. You can put your question in the chat, or you're in the webinar room. Go ahead and type your question in now, and we'll go over that. All right. Let's keep rolling. All right. Secret number 2, creating a perfect topic. Now, it's very simple to create this topic. And a lot of you guys might be thinking, right, well, I already know what you sell, or you know what you're selling, but you got to create a specific topic, man, on it, because it's going to be some things that people might be willing to buy, some people things might not be willing to buy. Let me see. You guys can't even see my mouth. Let me stop slouching in my chair. All right. So in order to do this, right, there's 3 things. Excuse me. I'm drinking that water too fast. There's 3 things that we need to do, right, to create the perfect topic. 1, figure out and hone in and specifically what we are passionate about. 2, figure out and hone in what we're knowledgeable about. And 3, figure out the demand for the common goal between what we're passionate about and what we're knowledgeable about, and see if there's a demand for that. All right, those 3 things. So how do we do that? All right, so there's some questions you need to ask yourself. Right, first to find out what you're passionate about. If you don't already know, it's not very clear for you. Right, so what do I love to do? What do I love doing? Right, that's the 1 question. What do I love sharing with other people? Right, that's question number 2. What do other people go to me for? Right, number 3. What do I look forward to doing in my life? What do I wish other people cared more about? Excuse me. All right. So those are your 5 questions that we have, right? So you answer those 5 questions. You come up with a common theme from those 5 questions. That's something you're passionate about. All right. Now, what do we do about knowledge? Well, with knowledge, we got to ask ourselves these questions. Very simple questions that we ask ourselves. Okay. What am I trained to do or have a lot of experience doing? You guys write these down. If you don't want to write them down, come join me in the webinar room, and I'll get you guys these questions for you. Okay. What skills have I developed? So you might have developed some skills over time. What have you developed over time? What skills do I already teach others? Right. You probably teach some people some things. What do you teach them? All right. So now those are your questions we have for that. So now let's deep dive into the demand, right? And how we do this, right, is that we typically ask ourselves this question right here. Are there courses on the same topic already out there, right? And how do we do that? It's pretty simple to do, right? All right, we go out there, we can just go search for a course, and there's a nice, cool spot you can do that, right? There's a good place you can do that. It's called udemy.com, right? You can go there, and let me share. I'll show you what the site looks like. Here's your site. You type in something. Let's say you want to type in cooking. All right. See if there's any cooking courses out there. You like cooking and you want to share your skill set and teach people how to cook. All right. Especially during a recession, man. It might be a prime time. Keep people how to cook those nice meals, especially if you own a restaurant, right? So what we got here? We got Cooking 101 Kitchen Basics to Advanced. That's charging $100 for this. All right. Hey guys, it's pretty cool. If you guys look at my previous videos, my previous live streams I have on this, if you go and I go over this same topic right here, this course was on sale right before Christmas for much cheaper, but now it bumped back up to $100 again, right? Essential cooking skills, right? $45, just another $100 cooking course, right? So guess what, guys? I keep on scrolling, right? Herbalism cooking, right? Indian cooking, right? You see all the courses out here. So there's actually demand for these courses, right? Significant amount of demand. Here's another cool thing though about this site. When you look at it, we're doing some marketing research, some reconnaissance here, market evaluation reconnaissance, I like to call this, right? Look at this, look at the number of reviews, right? And so you can see here, there's over 1,000 reviews for this course. It's, $50 roughly. Over 1,100 reviews for this course. That was $50. This was a bestseller. And so here's what I would do, guys, is market recon, right? Not only did I know that there's maybe a viable demand for this course, but I'm like, what exactly, why people like these courses so much? What did they go over about these courses? I might click on the link here, and then I might go here and look at what, if they got a little syllabus, what you will learn, right? Know that you will need to have on hand common first aid situations, whether home first kit, whatever. So you just read that requirements description. You read this, right? You can see what they're learning here, right? And then it breaks it down for you, right? So it breaks down all the courses. You can see how long each course is, how many hours you expect to spend for your course. You want to know how long your course should be, right? So you got here 8 sections, 18 lectures, 36 minutes in total length, right? So look at that right there, right? Pretty good, right? So let's say if I was going to teach a course on online course, if I was going to teach a course on online course, go back to search. It said, if I were to type in online course, oops, same deal. I'll go here. I'll look. Oh, look at that. Here's goes one for $20. Learn online course creation unofficial. Here's one for $20, right? 7.5 total hours, 66 lectures, all levels, right? That's the bestseller. Build a 6-figure online business selling online courses. Hope you guys can hear me still. I think I might have my hand on my mouth. Right? Just 1,200 views, 5 total hours, right? 49 lectures, all levels. That's $95 course, $100 course. Online revolution, right? 438 reviews, 12 total hours, 78 lectures, all levels, right? This is 109, right? You can kind of see awesome. Right? So this is a good way for you to look and see what things are going on as far as market evaluation, right? And so that's one way you can find out the demand, right? That's the quick and easy way, right? That gives you warm, fuzzy feeling like, hey, man, people making these courses out here. I'm going to tell you, if there's competition, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You want competition. If there's no competition, that means, one, some rare reason for someone either never thought of it or people already thought of it but never made money at it, so they just stopped doing it, okay? So that's where you end up being. So another way to check this out, right, to figure this thing out, is I like to do here is just do a simple Google research, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to go into Google and you're going to just type, you might go to google.com. Let's see here. Let's go to google.com. I'm going to say cooking. And then we're going to see if anybody here is actually, cooking course. Sorry. I can't spell, man. Cooking courses, and then here, this is what we see. You can see here. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't even sharing my screen. You should have told me. You can see here, cooking course, right? You got a bunch of ads here already. You got ad. There's 4 ads in a row, man. So people are willing to advertise for cooking, for the keywords on cooking course. So if they're willing to advertise, it means they're making money, because you wouldn't be advertising unless you're going to make money off of your advertisement, right? And so it's been around for a while. So this is a prime example. Say, hey, there must definitely be some demand for this because people are willing to advertise, right? And you can keep scrolling. And you can see, for more advertising, as you keep scrolling along, and you got another ad down here, right? You can go to the second page, so you see the ads on the second page, and you see you got ads on the second page as well. So definitely a way for you guys to check out demand that way as well. Now here's another cool thing we can look at. Is what is the monthly Google search volume? So this is going to be very key, because as you went, our secret number 1, right? We probably said we want to, whatever. For me, typically my goal for something, a product or something, is for them to at least pay for an expense, right? And then pay for the expense, and then also probably pay for, and maybe some profit as well, right? But at least pay for expense. And I know roughly now looking at, and what you want to be able to determine, right, later on, when we go over another secret is you kind of want to know how much money you're going to be able to make off of this course, right? And one way to trying to figure that out is trying to figure out how much volume is out there of people searching. Well, you see that there's courses out there. You see that people want to advertise on Google. But what I don't know is how many people are actually searching for a course, right, a month. And we can go to Google to figure that out, right? We can literally go to Google to figure that out, all right? So if you guys can hear me better now. So we can easily go to Google to figure it out. And I'm going to show you guys how we can do that. We can go create when you go to Google, Google has a free keyword tool called Google Keyword Planner. But the only way to get into that keyword tool is if you actually go and sign up for a Google AdWords account. And it's free to sign up for a Google AdWords account. But when you go in there, they allow you to actually go in and create an account and do search and figure out, and they give you the data that tells you how much search volume it is for that keyword. So all you do when you get in the tool, you go to Google search, you discover new keywords, you click on that, and then you type in the keyword. So here we say cooking course. Yep, and then you hit enter, and then we're looking. If you want to like global, right? If you want to be globally, or you can just do United States. I think it's worldwide, right? But for right now, you can change your location if you wanted to. I just want to show you that. But right now, it's going to be United States, right? And then you just hit get results. And if you have certain language you want to check on, you just set that language. And then let me just blow this up for you real quick. Make sure you guys can see this okay. All right. So as you can see here, what we have here is a trend for the keyword cooking course. Right, and then you scroll down here, cooking course. It shows you average monthly searches is 74,000 monthly searches in the United States. 74,000 in the United States, right? And this is pretty cool right here. 3 month change, 49% increase, 49% increase over 3 months, year over year, 120%. So people are significantly looking for online courses. Competition level is low. People are paying anywhere between to be advertised. Remember, we talked about paid ads. People are paying anywhere from 50 cents to $3. Right, to pay for, to advertise on Google, right, for that, right? Significant growth. If you go down further, you can see other keywords, right? Baking classes near me, cake baking classes near me, 1,300, 14,000, right? 8,100, right? So you can see that there's significant growth here with these courses. So that's another way to find out there's demand, right? It's just 74,000 is a lot. 74,000 is a lot. I would obviously say that 74,000 is a lot, guys. And which is good, okay? Now, here's another tool that I want to share with you guys, too, that I use typically. It's a tool that's called Uber Suggestions. Also could be a free tool. They don't give you as much insight. Now, before we jump to that, one caveat I want to give you guys here, right? If you don't have an AdWords account and you're not actually actively advertising, right? Sometimes Google, when you sign up for an account, they'll give you a general range of the search volume, like between 100 and 1,000, or between 1,000 and 10,000, or between 10,000 and 100,000. They'll give you a range. They won't give you the actual numbers here. So that's just, if you see anything different when you're doing it, then that's why. But if you have a paid advertising account, you actually got an active Google AdWords account, it'll give you the actual numbers. Okay. So that's pretty good. Now, here's another cool thing, right? If you wanted to look at this, right? They got this chart up here. You can change it. It tells you mobile, right, versus total. So the red is mobile search, and then it versus the total, right? So if you do the difference, you can see how many people are searching on their mobile phone versus their desktop, right? Another thing you can do here is you can break down by platforms. You can just, if you wanted to totally break it out, you can see that 68% of the searches is going to be on mobile phone, and 30% on the desktop, 2% on the tablet. And then if you want to break it down by location within your region or where you're searching, which is United States, so they're going to basically tell me here that 13.5% of people are in California, right? 8% of the people are in Texas, 7.5% in New York. So this is kind of a way for you to do what we're about to talk about here in a second. It's going to be our next secret. Giving you a little hint now. It's going to be picking your perfect avatar. But you kind of get this data here. You can start picking your perfect avatar. Another cool thing, you're right, you can break this down by region, demographics, county, if you want to even break it down even further. So if you want to break it down by city, right, it's going to give you that opportunity to do that, right? And you see New York is 3.9%, right? Los Angeles is 2%, Chicago 1.6%, right? If you want to break it down that way. Right, so that's if you were in there. If that's what you're breaking the stuff down by location, it allows you to break it down even further, more. Right. So this is just good information for you, good insights, show you the demand, show you what's going on, kind of help you build the next secret, which is going to be building your perfect avatar. Right. Now, another cool tool, if you guys don't want to use the Google AdWords as a tool, I like to use, which is called Google. It's called Uber Suggest by Neil Patel, and it's a free tool that you can use. Right. I was doing some online research before, but if let's say I want to go to cooking course again, it's a free online tool. It doesn't allow you to maybe you can pay. There's a free version, a paid version. The paid version allows you to have more searches and gives you more keywords kicked back. Now you can see here we did the same online. We did the same keyword search here, cooking course, and it says search volume is 33,100, right? And it says it's high. When we did it on Google Keyword Planner, they gave us 74,000, right? So we're significantly off by, it's almost doubled, right? So we're less than that, but it's still saying high value. And this gives you a green light saying high, which is good, right? Another cool thing is, which I like using this tool sometimes and using both of them in conjunction, right? Because you just get more data that way, is that you get this other key. You also get the trends here between mobile and desktop here as well. It's funny though, because they're saying that desktop actually gets more searches than the mobile search, and where Google is saying the opposite, which is interesting, right? So don't know which one to believe here, but it's very interesting. Here's another thing here. It shows people that click on SEO results, right? You got 22,000 of the 33,000 that click on SEO results, and then no one clicks on paid results, and then no one clicks on the ads. No one clicks on the rankings at all, right? No one clicks on the list of keywords, list of businesses at all, list of links at all, right? And then another cool thing here, which is into our next secret, which is going to segue into our next secret, is searchers average age of the age range of the searchers, right? And as you can see here, it's saying 100% of people are between the age of 35 to 44, right? So very good insight. It also gives you the other keyword ideas. It breaks them down in volume as well, and also the average cost per click, right? You can see here they're saying the average cost per click is $3.48, which is significantly higher than what we're seeing on Google AdWords. But I believe that this is also taking effect from other related keywords in that as well. Okay, so if that makes sense to you guys, all right. So any questions? Do we have any questions about going on online demand at all? Let me know right now before we move on to our next secret. Okay, secret number 3, targeting your perfect avatar. All right, I just showed you guys right now. Just by doing secret number 2 and figuring out your passion, your knowledge, and then your demand, you kind of see where your avatar might stand. But let's go a little deeper and figure out a little bit more about who our perfect avatar should be. And if you look at this, right, what are some questions that you can ask yourself? One of them is going to be, what is their occupation, right? You might already know who that might be, but what is their occupation? It's something you might want to answer. Also, where are they located, right? We can see right now, if you use the Google Keyword Planner, you can see by region where the top people search for that keyword are actually located. So I just showed you how to do that. What is their age, right? I just showed you roughly how to use the Uber Suggest to kind of get their age range if you didn't know that, right? What is their gender? Is another question you can answer. What is their average salary, right? Is another good thing to know, right? What is their education level? What is their marital status? What books do they read? All right. And that's the easy one. You go like, what books they read? You can easily do this one. I just go to Amazon.com, type in cooking courses or cooking books, and you can see what books they read automatically just by the bestsellers there. The bestseller looks will tell you that. What blogs they go to? Just do a Google keyword research and say cooking blogs, and those pull up. It tells you what blogs they go to. Who do they look up to? Right. What are their goals and aspirations? What are their current problems and challenges? What courses have they bought or tried before? You can definitely get a list from the Udemy, right? And what are pros and cons of these courses, information products, right? You just look at your competition on these courses, read the reviews, and kind of get the pros and cons of what they like and what they don't like, right? So those are the questions that you ask yourself when you're kind of going through trying to create your perfect avatar, All right. Any questions so far? I know I went fast through that, guys, but I will slow down here if you guys have any questions to ask me right now. All right, let's move on to our secret number 4 is how to create a very engaging course, right? And so you want to create a course that's going to be engaging. Engaging meaning when people are more engaged and more willing to participate, more willing to consume your course, and also more likely will succeed by consuming the content in your course, right? Which is the ultimate goal, because ultimately you want people to achieve the result that your course is going to give them, right? Which is to finish or complete something, right? Whatever it may be, the end goal, right? So as we create a course, we got to think about a few things, okay? And a few things are this, right? We got to think of where that person is right now and where we're going to take them on that journey, or where they want to be in that journey, right? Another way of looking at where they are now and where they want to be some time from now, right? And how long that takes, it's going to be up to how long, being an expert, how long that should take, right? And so that's what we got to figure out. And so when we create a engaging course, we got to think about our lesson plan. Our lesson plan is what we're thinking about, or the course outline. No way you can think of it, right? And so just real quick, a few things we got to think about. We got to think about what they're going to learn throughout this course, right? And in each milestone, so you got your overall global goal of the course, which is go from point A to point B. But then there's going to be steps in between, right, to go from point A to point B. And you got to know what the overall objective of each step shall be. And you got to make sure that's clear. And once you know that's clear, then you start having a more engaging content, right? We got to figure out how long it's going to take, not only for us to teach that course or teach that milestone or that certain section of the course and how we want to break it down, right? But roughly, what's the whole time frame to go from point A to point B, right? And we got to break that down and make sure that's very clear and that the participating student understands that time frame, right? We also got to understand what learning activities we're going to add into the course, right? We want to make this engaging and fun. We don't want this to be dry and boring, mundane, right? We want this to be exciting. How are we going to keep our students engaged and excited about, one, coming and consuming the content on a daily basis, whatever it may be? How are we going to keep them encouraged and motivated to do the work that's required to get them to the next step, milestone, so they can ultimately achieve the ultimate global goal of the course, right? What are we going to do, right? When we think about this, right? What learning tools and activities are we going to put into the course so they can help them learn? And we got to remember, people learn differently. So some people learn by sight, some people learn by hearing, some people learn by doing, right? Some people in that, so you got to incorporate the different senses in people's body, right, in order to help them learn and retain the information that you're trying to give them to achieve their ultimate goal of the course, right? And so what activities are we going to put together for each lecture for the sentences? I mean, obviously, right, you might have a video, but you just want it's going to be a lecture. You're just going to sit there and talk to them. That ain't fun. Right? You got to make it fun, right? What other things you can do for them to more than make it interactive, right? How you going to make this course interactive for them, especially if it's going to be online, all right? Another thing we got to do is understand the learning sequence, right? We got to understand, okay, before you go to step B, you got to do step A, right? And before you go to step C, you have to do step B. So what is the learning sequence, right, that they're going to have to go through? Because you got to make sure they go in a certain order, because if they skip a step, they might fail. They might not succeed. So you got to organize your course, organize your milestones in whatever order they need to go into in order for them to achieve the results that they need to achieve in order to achieve the ultimate goal. Does that make sense? And then another aspect you need to put into your lesson plan is to understand how are you going to assess how the student, the customer, the client is learning, is absorbing and retaining this information, right? Because there's two things about this. One, if you do an assessment, some sort of very informal survey, whatever it may be, poll assessment on certain key topics of your course, right? Or milestones in your course, and everyone bombs it, doesn't get it right, then you know you're doing a bad job teaching. So it's feedback for you. Secondly, if maybe, 80%, 75% of them do great, and then the other are not doing that well, then you know you're doing pretty good. You can enhance it by asking questions and then incorporating to answer those questions into your online course moving forward, right? So more people understand it. And then also, you can also build a community knowing that there are people that get it, but they might just learn in a different way. And maybe my community of students can help them learn, right? If you think about college, or those who've been in college, even high school, whatever, in school, right? Usually the teacher will lecture and you'd be like, man, I don't get that. Do you get that? I'll get it. Yeah. And then that person, your friend, can explain to you much better than the teacher could explain to you, right? So you form that community, right? So it allows you to understand how people are learning, how to make your course better, and then also how you make that course better for that person so that they can achieve the ultimate results, and then ultimately become great referrals for your course, and then you get even more students, right? Does that make sense? All right. And then the last one here is how you're going to close out each lesson of your course, right? How you going to close it out. So, hey, guys, we're now done with this. You should be able to do this, right? And now we're going to move on to this. But I highly recommend you don't move on to this before you move on to this next level until you actually complete this one. And, and the way you might do that is by an assessment. So you kind of lock them in to doing very well on that one before they can move on to the next lecture. So that way it gives them confidence, right? That they know what they need to do in order to move on, right? Because that's another thing, right? Someone's kind of like, I don't even know if I get that, and they move on to the next one, right? They might totally miss something in this. They're not very successful going through your course because of that one thing they missed in the previous section, right? And so you got to make sure you make sure they know exactly what it is that they're supposed to know. Okay. All right, guys. We have any questions on this one so far? I'm leaving it open for questions for you guys right now in the Q&A. Let me know. All right, we're going to move on to the last strategy secret, which is secret number 5, which is how to pre-sell your course. Now, look, guys, I do not want you to start creating your entire 100 lecture videos and PDF documents and worksheets and stuff like that to get to your course before you even start selling it, because it's going to be a waste of your time, because you don't have you have some idea between the other four secrets that we went through, right? Of what the demand is and what people are willing to buy, and and what people are charging out there, and you kind of understand your perfect avatar, that kind of stuff, right? But guess what, guys? You still don't have 100% confidence until you see people actually buy your course, right? And here's the beauty of online courses, right? If anything, as even most people do it in business anyway, you create an outline and you sell your outline to see if people are willing to buy it. And if they're willing to buy it, and then you create the product, right? That's how pre-orders are done. It's called pre-selling, right? So in more times, like, I want to teach a course on such a topic, but hey, I know I need to get a certain amount of people in order to get this course to see if it's worth my time to even teach it. And then you can do that through a pre-sale, right? And it's totally legit. And if you don't get the number of people that you want to teach the course, it's so many people in education says, well, if we don't get enough people to teach this course, then I'm just going to refund the money to those who did register, right? Okay, and it's very simple to do that. But here's a couple things that I just want you guys to know. When we pre-sell a course, we're actually pitching the course outline. We're pitching secret number 4, the lesson plan. That's what we're pitching. We're pitching the objectives, right? We're pitching the outline of the course, how the course is going to flow. We're pitching that. We're not actually giving the content. We're pitching that, right? And then some methods that we actually use, right? One of the methods that we're going to be using is email. If you have a list greater than 1,000 people of leads and current customers, use your email. Start selling there. See, I mean, if you can't sell a course to your current customers or leads, right, then maybe, either one, your marketing's not that great, or maybe it's just not, it's not something you should be doing. Now, I would say this: you need to at least have 1,000 people on your list, right, to be significant, to see if it's really worth the while or not. Right, it's got to be something related to your topic, right? It's got to be, at least as leads and customers, it should be something that related to your topic of the course that you're selling. If they're totally different, I'm like, hey man, if you're a lawn care service provider and you want to create a course on cooking, and everyone that's on your leads have been, then that's not a good list, right? You might as well say you don't have a list, okay? So if you don't have a big list, then what we do, what I like to do is I like to use paid traffic. So we're going to pay for traffic, and we're going to send them to a webinar registration page or a masterclass page. The difference between the two, webinar and masterclass, is a webinar is just a free registration, and a masterclass is where they pay for some sort of mini course, right? That you're going to give them over maybe an hour or 2 hours. It's like a lecture for 2 hours, right? And then that way you kind of know if people are willing to come to my webinar, and then you say, I got people registering for my webinar, and then it might be a little bit demanding, but then at the end of your webinar, you actually try to sell them your course. And either they're going to buy or not buy. If they buy, then you got demand for a course, and so you start creating that course. If they don't buy, then either maybe your sales pitch is not that great, or it's not a really strong demand for it. But guess what? Even if sales pitch is not that great, you're not wasting your time creating a course, because if you create a course and had no one buy, then you've been out a bunch of money and a bunch of time. All right. And so that's how we pre-sell this course, guys. There's so much different strategies that we can go into on pre-selling on these course, right? And I'll be honest with you guys, I go through this, right? I'm actually putting together a course right now to teach you how to create a profitable course, right? And I'm going to go in more detail of these secrets, these steps, and even more that I did not share here, right? I'm also going to go into how to actually deliver the course. Once you get people, you know they're going to buy it. There's more secrets to go after this, right? The delivery portion of it, so you can deliver a very engaging course. But I gave you everything you need to know right now up front of how to get started and how to start pre-selling your course, right? If you guys agree with me, let me know in the chat, right? Say, yeah, cool, this is good stuff, Claude. This is good. And also let me know, guys, if you have any questions right now, I went over in secret number 5 or any other previous secrets before we move on, and I share with you the resource guide I'm going to give you for staying until the end. Okay. All right, now, once again, I promise you guys, right, if you are now in my webinar room, my VIP room, I am going to allow you to download the resource cheat sheet right now. And you can download that right now in the webinar room. And once again, this is what you're going to get, right? You're going to get this launch your online course right now. And I'm going to share with you guys what it looks like inside, just so you know. All right, so this is what you're going to get. You're going to get this resource guide. Is about cheat sheet is about 4 pages in length. It's 59 links to articles in here that will help you, right, create an online course. So not only do you have this webinar that showed you the 5 secrets, but now you're also going to have this cheat sheet with all the different resource links that are going to be beneficial for you to understand how to create a very profitable online course, right? And so, like I told you, we broke this down in the basic categories, the basic online course, creating a perfect topic, learning outcomes and course goals, right? We also went through engage intended audience in pre-selling, right? How to pre-sell your course, how to build revenue from the beginning, right? Of your course, finding the right platform, planning the course content, creating lesson plans and course content, right? So this is all for you, and then how to launch your course, right? The last category there. We're going to share this is all the resource links going to save you guys tons of time. I'm serious. It's going to save you guys so much time, guys. And so I hope you guys really enjoy this resource. Let me know, guys, so you can get it. If you're watching me on Facebook, YouTube, you can get it by just joining the webinar with the post description link that's there, and then you can get this downloaded for you, right? And if you watch this after the webinar has been closed and you just register for the next webinar, you'll make sure you'll get this. You still get this anyway. All right. So guys, that is a resource cheat sheet. That is, anyone has any questions, guys, please let me know. You guys can have the resource cheat sheet here, and we can move on. So you guys might be asking me, like, what's next, right? So what's next after this? So if you guys really are interested, really, there's no hard pitch here, no sales pitch here. But if you guys are interested in learning how to create a profitable course, just let me know. I'm developing, got a method that I use called Course Creation Profits. It's a 9-step method that I use that I put together that's going to help. It doesn't help me create courses, but it's going to help you create courses. I want to teach it to you. I'm going to be point blank with it because I want you guys to be successful and have a recession-proof business. And I want you to be part of the 9% that come out of recession even stronger than ever. And so if you want to be part of that, just reach out to me, guys. I'll give you more details on the course and how it's going to work, right? But it's going to be a long modulated course. It's going to be at least 6 weeks long. And I'm going to walk you through each of the 9 steps to that course, right? And then the goal here would be that at least at bare minimum, guys, you'll be able to have some clients that are ready to have pre-ordered your course during the pre-sale process of our Course Creation Profits system. So if that is of interest to you, reach out to me and let me know, and I'll give you guys some more information. All right, so that's all we have for today. Anyone has any more questions, feel free. If you're watching the recorded version of this, please, you can still ask your question in the comment section on Facebook or YouTube. If you want, be so kind. I mean, you don't have to put a Q if you're watching the recorded version of this, right? Because I'll usually read all comments anyway. But if you want to put a Q there, you can. Just make it a little bit easier for me as well. All right. So thank you guys so much. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas time off. If you're off, if you're working, guys, enjoy the rest of your last few days of the year, and hope you guys have a Merry New Year. But again, hey guys, I will be live again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Recession-Proof Strategy. So if you want to join me in the webinar room and get your questions answered there live, you can wait till then and get your questions answered there live as well. All right. No further questions, guys. It's been a pleasure. I love doing this, guys. Like I told you, man, I'm 100% confident that online course is going to be the way to recession-proof your business. So, hey, take me up on my offer. Look forward to seeing you guys soon in the near future. Thank you. Take care, and God bless you. Bye now.